Spirit's journey, sailing on the ocean, an ocean of oneness, ocean of love. Spirit's journey, learning what we're here for. Here we are together, together in love. Spirit's journey, knowing new horizons, setting a course for living the truth. Spirit's journey, unity in motion, sailing on an ocean of love. Spirit's journey, teaching each other, reaching our hands out, touching a friend. Spirit's journey, growing in wisdom, sharing our vision, growing in love. Spirit's journey, sailing on an ocean of oneness, an ocean of love. Spirit's journey, learning what we're here for, sharing a vision of love. We are unity, teaching each other, reaching our hands out, touching a friend. We are unity, growing in wisdom, sharing a vision of love. Spirit's journey, seeing new horizons, setting a course for living our truth. Spirit's journey, unity in motion, sailing on an ocean of love. Sailing an ocean of love. Love, love, I speak only love. Love, love, I speak only love. From the morning's first light to the last star at night, let my words speak only love. Truth, truth, I speak only truth. Truth, truth, I speak only truth. From the morning's first light To the last star at night, let my words speak only truth. Peace, peace, I speak only peace. Peace, peace, I speak only peace. From the morning's first light to the last star at night, let my words speak only peace. Joy, joy, I speak only joy, joy, joy. I speak only joy. From the morning's first light to the last star at night, let my words speak only joy. Let my words speak only peace. Let my words speak only truth. Let my words speak only love.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Well, good morning. Good morning, those of you who are watching, even if it's Monday night when you're watching. It's morning here at Unity of Palm Harbor, and we are delighted to be able to present the service to you that are here and to you that are watching it online. Of course, it's a Labor Day weekend, a big weekend. It's rather late for Labor Day. In fact, this is the latest day that Labor Day can possibly fall on. And since it's always the first Monday, so in September. But I was thinking, because I'm from Pennsylvania, where, of course, there's a very strong labor force, at least there was when I was growing up, and I'm sure there still is. But for Labor Day, for us, it was the last official day of summer, because we always went back to school after Labor Day. And so I was just thinking how this year, actually, is one of the first times when we're just like, okay, summer 2020, we're glad to see you go. Hope you can come sooner next time. We are looking forward to moving onward. And so we are doing that. Speaking of late, Kentucky Derby in September? Amazing, huh? What else is amazing, and I think is really great, that actually something named Authentic won something. And this Sunday is our Unity World Day of Prayer, which kind of really snuck up on me this year with everything else that's going on. But we had talked about it. Reverend Marilyn asked if we were going to do a service here, but we decided it would be nice because most of the people are tuning in online anyway. You can go to World Day of Prayer, Unity World Day of Prayer, and just Google that, and you'll see all the activities that are coming on. And that helps our church in a way, too, because you get the idea that we're part of something much bigger. Because sometimes you think, well, Unity is just this little group, but it's not. It's a worldwide ministry. And so they have some very beautiful ceremonies and services they put on starting Wednesday evening. So I invite you to check that out. And they have virtual prayer now. You know, you can actually virtually go into the Silent Unity prayer room, which I've been in a number of times. It's a very sacred experience. And they have an app called You Pray. So there's a lot, you know, if Unity does anything as good, if not better than anyone else, it's prayer, because that's been our foundation from from day one. Unity started out as a prayer circle, and our prayer circle has just grown tremendously. Tremendously, that's a new word. It's grown tremendously throughout the year. So we are inviting all of you to check that out. The other thing to check out, we have a little prayer circle here. Again, it's a small group on Wednesdays that meets in person. However, you can also go online to Silent Unity at 11 o'clock. Well, it's actually noon Eastern, and they have a prayer service going all the time. So even if you're not here, you can actually remember to join in the prayer consciousness, because it's going to take a prayer consciousness to uplift and shift the energy that's been going on in our whole world and heal the world. So think about that. World Day Prayer Wednesday, Prayer Wednesday, and thank you for being here today. Let's have some music.
Swing wide the doors, your time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Ring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors for this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Ring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors for this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors for this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper line. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing out the doors, the time is right. Swing out the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors for this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors for this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors for this heart of mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. That was just beautiful. Good morning.
We got kind of a Labor Day song. I know all about labor. I've seen movies, read books. I didn't have time. I was playing the guitar. I can change the world with my own two hands, make it a better place. With my own two hands, make it a kinder place. With my own two hands, with my own two hands, I can make peace on earth. With my own two hands, I can clean up the earth. my own two hands. I can reach out to you with my own two hands, with my own two hands. I'm gonna make it a brighter place with my own two hands. I'm gonna make it a safer place with my own two hands. I'm gonna help the human race with my own two hands, with my own two hands. I can hold you with my own two hands. I can comfort you with my own two hands. But you've got to use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. With our own two hands. With my own two hands.
Thank you. Yes, and we have one more song for you, Terrell wrote, called Where Our Hearts Meet.
I thought I had something to say, but the words just seem to get in the way. So I'll just keep it short and sweet and go straight to where our hearts meet. My intention is love, my ambition is love. Love is a way, that's what I have to say. My inspiration is love, my destination is love. Love is my goal, love is my soul, love is my home. And what more could I have to say? This love light reveals a way, expressing who we are each day, right from where our hearts meet. My intention is love, my ambition is love. Love is a way, that's what I have to say. My inspiration is love, my destination is love. Love is my goal, love is my soul, love is my home. We have eyes to see, we have ears to hear. Let yourself remember, let yourself be clear. From this love a fountain flows, expressing light wherever we could be. And when you feel it, you know it shows. This love light shines for all to see. Our intention is love, our ambition is love. Love is a way, that's what we have to say. Our inspiration is love, our destination is love. Love is our goal, love is our soul, love is our home. Our intention is love, our ambition is love. Love is a way, that's what we have to say. Our inspiration is love, our destination is love. Love is our goal, love is our soul, love is our home.
Good morning. Can you see the phone number? Well, hopefully, many of you received a link in your email this week asking you to fill out our survey regarding the selection of our new senior minister. I'm sorry, I can't see you guys over there very well. If you use email and you did not get a survey, please call the church office Tuesday through Friday at this number, 727-784-7911. Our church secretary will take your email address and notify the transition team that you have requested a survey. We have also placed some surveys, some copies, printed copies of the survey, and envelopes with the church address on them on the table in the foyer to the left. So if you would like to take one of those and take it home and fill it out, or take some time and fill it out here at church, please feel free to do that today. If we run out of copies that are there this morning, please let Reverend Marilyn know, and she will print out some additional copies. If you are someone who plans to be involved in this church community, we need to know what you think. I don't believe I can overstress the importance of your input in this matter. In order for us to find the best fit for our new senior minister, we need to know your preferences and your priorities. I will be out in this foyer after service for questions, if you have any, when I thank you ahead of time for your thought and time as you fill out this important survey. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimmin. Couple more announcements. First, our beautiful flowers were done by Fusio Cotto, and it is to celebrate the life of Nina Marie Marino, and it's from Joseph and Leslie Marino. Beautiful arrangement. Johnson has made soup today, and so we're going to have soup after the service. Last week it was ice cream, this week it's soup. You never know what's going to happen around here. And a reminder that the bookstore is open today, and it's open also on Wednesdays and Wednesday through Friday till noon, and we're still collecting for feast. People still need help with food. And then the fall program is going to be kicked off September the 7th on Sunday with Reverend Bob's Talk. There was an email in the email newsletter, and I'm asking for people to sign up or to get in touch with me either by calling me or by emailing my address that is in the newsletter, so that we can get some groups together, either a group in person or groups on Zoom, whatever is workable for you. We would definitely like to have that begin our fall program. And the fall program is about the transitions we're making at this time. Life changes, love endures. And now for our daily word reading. The topic is world peace. I imagine a world transformed by peace and love. World peace begins within my mind and heart. Closing my eyes, I breathe deeply and envision every person bringing forth the love and peace of God. I see all the world's people surrounded by a healing light that transforms strife, anger, and division into reconciliation, peace, and unity. As I hold this vision, I see the entire world aglow with radiance. Harmony and cooperation heal the world's wounds and encourage love to flower in each person's heart. I carry this vision throughout my day. Divine love expressing as me sees oneness regardless of apparent differences. Divine wisdom and understanding illumine my thoughts, inspire my words, and guide me to act in ways that bring peace to the world. The scripture reading is from Matthew. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Once again, the affirmation. I imagine a world transformed by peace and love. Let's affirm that together. I imagine a world transformed by peace and love, and so it is.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and love's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings, see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this house. As we gather in God's Spirit, we are one. One in mind, one in truth, one family, heavy on. We are light, we are wisdom, we are a song forever sung. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Now, as we continue the meditational aspect of our service, please make sure you're comfortable in your chairs, perhaps take anything from your hands or your lap, and just begin to relax your body and your mind into this time of creating sacred space. Consider the lilies of the field and how they grow. But then there are daisies and roses and violets and irises and sunflowers and also trees like the mighty sequoias and redwoods, the several varieties of delicate Japanese maples, the spreading live oaks, and the stark whiteness of the birches in the woodlands. I could be here all day just listing trees. Why, can you believe it? There are 350,000 species of beetles alone. In light of all this, what conclusions can I arrive at? I think God just loves diversity. Now, some things we may wish God had dispensed with, like the Florida cockroach. But why is it that we can accept and enjoy the diversity of nature, but often find the diversity of human beings a stumbling block? Dealing with different personalities and cultures can be exhausting. It's just so much easier to interact with people who are like ourselves. We need to realize that someone with a different experience or point of view from ours have opinions that are as valid as our own. Hard to believe, I know. When someone offers a conflicting opinion, we can be curious instead of condemning. We can use inquiry rather than intimidation. We can use dialogue instead of debate. We can be bridge builders rather than brick throwers. Diversity is not the problem. The stories we tell about diversity are the problem. All of us humans, we're not all the same. The challenge is not that we're different, it's that we have created false stories about what these differences mean. If every person is an expression of the one God, then mustn't we seek and create unity with all the ways God expresses? We look to find peace and to navigate through conflict without separating ourselves from the oneness of spirit. I realize these are not comfortable thoughts, but the events happening in our country and in the world at large make it imperative that we deal with them and continue to wrestle with them until we do find the peace of oneness that embraces all mankind. As we spend a few moments in the silence, let us meditate on this prayer. Divine Mind, help me to recognize the infinite creativity of God expressing in the diversity of all people and all living things in the world. In the silence now. Even though Christ admonishes us to love our enemies, perhaps it would be better not to make enemies in the first place out of those who are different from us. And are we so different anyway? Better to seek understanding and offer compassion. You know what? We have our home in God. We are found in God. We are all found in God. And so it is.
This is a day for making changes. This is a day for moving on. This is a day of overcoming. This is a day for growing strong. This is a day for a new way of thinking. This is a day for making plans. This is a day for reaching out. And this is a day for joining hands. This is a time for making changes. This is a time for moving on. This is a time of overcoming. This is a time for growing strong. This is a time for a new way of thinking. This is a time for making plans. This is a time for reaching out. And this is a time for joining hands. Gone are the lonely nights of yearning. Gone are the dark and cloudy skies, all the unsteady bridges burning, all of the doubt and all of the lies. This is a chance to recapture the power. This is a time to abandon fear. This is the moment, the finest hour, for this is the year, this is the year. This is the year I put into action all my desires and all my needs. This is the year I follow my passion. This is the year of my dreams. This is a day I make it happen. This is a day I follow through. This is the hour I move ahead on all of the things I want to do. This is a chance to renew my commitment. This is a time to be conscious and clear. This is the moment for living fully. This is the year, this is the year. Gone are the nights of letting go, of trying to change the ones I love. This is the year I turn it over. This is the time I look above. This is the year that I take my intention, turn it away from distraction talk. This is the time I take steps and action. This is the year I walk the walk. This is the year I make it happen. This is the year I follow through. This is the moment I move ahead on all of the things I want to do. This is the chance to renew my commitment. This is a time to be conscious and clear. Now is the moment for living fully, for this is the year, this is the year. This is the year, this is the year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy. 3 men were working on a job site. The architect came by, asked the first man, "Well, what are you doing today?" He said, "Well, I'm earning a living to take care of my family, making $15 an hour." He went to the second man, he said, "What are you doing today?" He said, "Well, I'm in construction and I'm here building this wall." He went to the third man, he said, "And sir, what are you doing today?" And with a smile on his face, he said, "I am building a cathedral to glorify the Almighty." Which one you think got the bonus? Which one do we know was working for God? Working for God, that's a interesting concept, and I think a lot of people think that means that you're somehow involved in a church or a religious organization. Priests and ministers and nuns, musicians, Sunday school teachers, missionaries. That's what many people have in mind when they think about working for God. And I find this term interesting because they're working for the God of their understanding, no matter what their religion might be. Now, in honor of the Labor Day weekend, I would like us to explore and perhaps broaden our idea of what our understanding of working for God is all about. Because I would suggest that actually all 3 workers were working for God. I would suggest that all people everywhere are in some way working for God. Even the atheist who doesn't believe in God, or the dictator or the evildoer who thinks they are God. Because you see, there is but one presence and one power. There is but one life force. In the beginning, God created. And God looked at all creation and said, "It is good." And yet, when we look around the world, we see that, well, interestingly enough, it's many of the religious people that are supposed to be working for the God of their understanding that cause so-called holy wars, genocides, inquisitions, witch burnings, and all other sorts of evil. And it's a difficult question theologically when people ask, well, if God indeed is the creator of all, why does God let evil works continue in the world? It's because of something called free will. That we were created to be free, and that freedom came with a responsibility, and the responsibility came with choices. And at some point in our history, the history of humankind, people made a choice. They made a choice to partake of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. In other words, they chose evil. Why would someone choose evil over good? Because they were greedy. That's why it says in the Bible that greed is the root of all evil works. Now, unity has been criticized for not believing in evil, which is not true. But I can understand why people would say that and would think that, because if you look at Myrtle Fillmore's statement of faith, the first thing she says is, I do not believe in evil, I believe in good. But Charles Fillmore talks about evil. And he said, evil is a result of error thinking. Now, the key word is there, it's a result of error thinking. Some people translate that into evil is error thinking, which could sure confuse you, because if you made a mistake and you made an error, doesn't necessarily mean you committed an evil act. The error is in believing that there is more than one presence and one power. That's how many religious people very simply explain evil in the world. It's the devil. It's the fallen angel. God made a defective angel. He came down to earth. He's been messing with people ever since. But what I notice when I read the Bible, the devil, Satan, only has one power, only one tool, and that is temptation. The temptation to either serve God or to selfishly serve ourselves. You know, when we read the word devil, it really is talking about the personality, the ego, that is looking out for what's in it for me. And if I can grab a lot of stuff and accumulate the most toys, then I'm going to win. And it's interesting to me that the word evil, if you spell it backwards, it's live. And so for me, it's always been about living backwards. We are here to create good. We are here to serve humankind and serve God. But many people live backwards. They think life is lived from the outside in. And if I get enough stuff, I'll create a heavenly experience. And it just doesn't work that way. Jesus, our way shower, demonstrated what to do about evil. He just said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." When Myrtle Fillmore was denying evil, she was denying a belief. She was denying it power. She was saying, I don't believe in this. I believe in good. That's what I'm going to focus on, and that's what's going to expand in my world. Interestingly enough, Jesus said to Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan." And shortly after, he praised him and said, Upon this rock I will build my church, because you have such great faith. Human flesh hasn't revealed this to you, the Father within. You are therefore anointed to do this work. And then, a short time later, get thee behind me, Satan. And he explained why he said that. He said, because your mind is dwelling not on divine things, but on human things. And I think it happens to all of us all the time. We focus on divine things. We work with God. We work with our spiritual principles. Then, like Peter when he was sinking in the water, we start to think about human things. And fear shows up. By the way, the World Day of Prayer is moving from fear into faith. That's the theme. A very appropriate and important theme for us in the world today. You know, I've seen many, many times in Unity folks who will come in here, they'll practice the principles, and they work. Because when you work the principles, they work. That's why they're principles. Spiritual principles work. And we've seen it. We've seen people who come here and, wow, they were lonely and they found the soulmate. Wondering what to do. Just moved into town. Don't know how I'm going to take care of the family. Don't have a job. Now he's got a thriving business and a big house. People who came and applied the principles, tithing, time, talent, treasures. Got the new job, got the raise, the promotion, wrote the book, booked the vacation. And then they're gone. Why is that? Because they were working for the loaves and fish. See? They were actually not working with God. They were working the principles because they thought and they knew it would provide God to work for them. And again, it did work. It's like, okay, I got what I wanted, so God, I'm not going to need you right now. So I'm going to give you a little pink slip here and lay you off until the next need that I have. It's like the guy who was walking down the railroad tracks and all of a sudden his foot got stuck in the train trestle. He had these big boots on, so he had to unlace them, but he heard the whistle coming around the bend. He knew he was going to not have time to get that boot off. And so he prayed. God, if you'll just get me out of this jam, I'm going to serve you. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to tithe. And his foot popped up, and he said, oh, never mind. I got it. The other thing that I've noticed in Unity is people who will work the principles. And their lives are transformed. But then after a certain amount of time, they have challenges. They have problems again. They found that the soulmate that they wanted was now gone. Or they wished the soulmate they wanted was gone. The job didn't work out. They got fired. They couldn't go on that vacation. And their mindset is, well, God, I entered in this contract with you. I did my job, but you're not doing yours. So you voided the contract, and I quit. And what makes me really sad about those situations is most of the time they were struggling because they were reaching a breakthrough point in their lives. And if they would have just stuck with the principles, they would have reached a new level of prosperity, a new level of true wealth, a new level of understanding what working with God is really all about. our unity principles work. And one of them is to know that there's only one presence and one power in the world. And if you're being tempted to do something you know is wrong, then you're not working with God, you're working against God. And I got to say, I've done it in my past. It doesn't work. The results are never good. Never, ever good. And the second principle is that we are spiritual beings here in a human experience. Some people think that they have to worship God in order to get good enough for God to like them. God will work for me, but only if I'm deserving. So I've got to go through rituals, and I've got to do this, I've got to do that. It's missing the point. We don't have to earn God's love. God gives love freely. And the principles work freely. You don't have to go to school for 12 years to prove that 2 plus 2 equals 4. It always did and it always will. God is always the one presence and one power. God always will be. You are always a spiritual being, and you always will be. God's beloved in whom he is well pleased. Because even if you're screwing up really bad, just like our human kids sometimes screw up really bad, that loving presence is waiting with open arms, as in the example of the prodigal son. Now, a major part of working with God is mental. It's getting our thoughts in line. As one of my favorite Unity ministers used to say, get your thoughts in alignment and your behind will follow. He just didn't use those terms. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. As you believe in your heart, so it shall be done unto you. So part of working with God, getting this energy of the universe flowing through us, is looking at our belief system. And also looking at what we're feeding our minds every day. Working with God is about inspired living. And so, where are you getting your inspiration on a daily basis? Do you roll out of bed and turn on the television? That's inspirational. Oh, I'll tell you. Just listening to political ads just lift me up. So I can bang my head against the wall. I get up and I read the Daily Word. I read the Science of Mind magazine. I read Stephen Covey's book. I read Emmett Fox around the year. And yes, I will go in and turn on the television and watch Bay News 9 because that's local news, and it actually does have some inspiration. And you notice there's not a lot of national ads on there, or they'll highlight something if it's happening like a hurricane or some kind of tragedy, but mostly it's focused on just local things. And I'll read the newspaper. Not every article, but I'll skim through it because for me, I have to have inspiration, but in my work, I also need information. I need to know what's going on. Because if I'm working with God, I'm working with God in our human experience. In the book, Working with God, one of my other sources of inspiration is Unity books, magazines. The author, Gardner Hunting, wrote back in 1907, the answer, you are an individual expression of God. You create what you choose. How? First, by thinking it. That is the only way anything is created, by thought. He goes on to say, think not about what you are going to get, but about what you can give. Ask for opportunity to give, and give with all your heart all you have got, knowing that you cannot fail to get what your desire calls for. You cannot fail to get back what you give out. This is another basic principle that we work with, is that as you give, you will receive. And not only will we receive, but we are told that as we give freely, that our blessings are multiplied. Anybody here know any farmers? Any of them wait around to get a crop before they plant? No. Know any people that do that? As soon as I get this, I will give that. How's it working? But how many farmers would plant seeds? How many would plant a potato if they're only going to get one potato back? That wouldn't make any sense, does it? So we give knowing that as we give, as we work with God, we're going to receive bountifully. So it is a wonderful, beautiful idea to ask, what do I have to give today? Now, there's a surefire way to know if you have something to give today. If you woke up, you still have something to give today. You still have something to give. Now, a key part of asking for opportunities to give is then listening. Show me the way, God. Show me the way. God, I keep praying. I keep praying for guidance. And the little voice is going, yeah, and if you'd shut up for a little while, you'd hear that I'm answering you. And so part of our principle is that the way we communicate with God and God communicates with us is through prayer and meditation. Again, I prefer to have longer periods just because I enjoy the heck out of meditating. I put on that timer and I just sit there and it's yummy time. And sometimes people say, oh yeah, but when I do that, my mind is just chattering away and chattering away. And well, like that's good. You're just releasing a bunch of stress and garbage. Let it go and see if you don't become still and peaceful. You know, Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, he said, you know, if any of this, he said gobbledygook, which he was referring to all the religious stuff that was going on in the world at that time, just as there is now, said if any of it's real, if God's spirit and I'm spirit, then I have to be able to go to headquarters and make contact with spirit. And it took him a while because he had a mind that had a lot of thoughts too. But then he understood that all along there was this secret place of the Most High. There was this source of wisdom that then was able to flow through him, and boy, did it flow through him. Incredible work that he did. Incredible work that we can do. But if you want to work with God, you need to go to headquarters. You need to become still and listen. You can't just be talking to God all the time. That's, again, trying to convince God to work for us instead of letting the flow of the universe go through us. So God is the one presence and one power. We are offspring. We are spiritual beings created in God's image and likeness. We've been given this creative power of being able to think and change our belief systems. We can turn within in prayer and meditation. Set the intention that I'm going to get my orders from Spirit. I'm going to listen with my heart. And we're done. Not. There's one other major aspect to working with God. We've asked for the opportunity to serve. We've been still. We get divine nudges. We get divine direction. Well, you got to follow that direction. You don't go to your boss at work and say, what'd you like me to do today? Well, I need you to do this and this and this and this. Okay, just wondering. No. You do it. In unity, we call it walking the talk. Working with God is working with God. Again, it's letting this creative energy of the universe flow through us. In his book about this, called The Concentric Perspective, Eric Butterworth suggests, try a little experiment. For 1 week, this week, Labor Day, I would say, now's the best time. Take some time every morning before you commence doing what you do to say, I'm going to earn my wings today. It will be simply a few moments of commitment. Then begin your work in the awareness that there is a creative process flowing through you as you work, making what you do much more creative and leading to a greater success and achievement. You can work for money and privilege and climb to the pinnacle of success and still not know yourself. Life's innermost secret is the divine pattern in you, which you can really know only when you are giving yourself in service. When you are intimate with life's secret, your work becomes your calling. The word vocation comes from the Latin voco, meaning I call. Begin thinking of your work as a calling. The creative process is calling, singing its song in you and as you. The work becomes easy and fulfilling, and you become prosperous and successful in it. There is no pressure, for the affluence of heaven and earth streams into you. Friends, working with God is fun. It's the most fun I've ever had in my life when I started to understand these principles and open myself up to this energy flowing. You know how satisfying it is to understand this? To go to the grocery store and instead of just picking up some groceries, leaving the clerk with a smile, sharing a bit of laughter wherever you go, letting people know that they're special and they're cared about. This is what working with God is really about. It's about letting that divine energy that we so much appreciate in our lives, letting it flow out into the world. And as we do this, as you do this, you will know what true success and happiness. You will move from working against God to working for God, getting God to work for you, and realizing you're one. And working with God becomes what you do every day. Let's pray. And as we turn within, we take a nice deep breath and feel the energy of the universe. Imagine that. Imagine that right here, right now, present within you is the energy of the universe. Just screaming, let your light shine. Thank you, God. We will do it. Amen. Thank you very much, and thank all of you who are watching online. We do appreciate the love offerings that come in to support this ministry. Every week now we get some in the mail, we get them online. Thank you who press that donate button, and our members out there who know that our ministry needs you at this time. And if you're wondering, we don't pass the basket because that's not appropriate, but we have the baskets by the door so you can have contact-free giving. But what we don't want is giving that's free from the contact, with God. So we affirm together, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let's put the band to work.
This song seems to tie in real good. It's called What Are We Gonna Do With It? Future is much too much to take on. The past is already gone. Right here seems about right. This is where I'll make my stand. It's enough that I am here and now. Nowhere else I could be anyhow. Focus here, I can clearly see. I create my own reality. What am I gonna do with it? Who am I going to be today? How do I choose to feel? What am I gonna make real here today? Comes down to realizing we are all one. No separations or divisions at all. How we care for another is how we care for ourselves. Doesn't have to be complicated at all unless we want it to be. Easy does it could be our motto as we create our own reality. What are we gonna do with it? Who are we gonna be today? What do I choose to feel? What am I gonna make real here today? Limitless potential expanding endlessly. Oh, the wonderful things that we can be. Limitless potential expanding endlessly. Oh, the wonderful things that we can be. I know it can sound pretentious, but in that image we're created. I can choose my own experience, and that's what I'll know myself to be. So what am I gonna do with it? Who are we gonna be today? How do we choose to feel? What are we gonna make real here today? Knowing love is the key.
And thank you very much.
Thank you, Terrell, Michelle, and Tommy, and thank you, Joy, for great music today, as usual, here at Unity of Palm Harbor. And we thank all of you for your gifts. We know that they are blessed as well as you are blessed. So let us close with the prayer for protection, and then the band will take us out with Let There Be Peace on Earth. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Amen.
All right, little change of guitar there, and we got it.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy.